Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. It's good to see a lot of people joining in. Just giving a kind of brief for the. This is a webinar, so again we will be not allowing people to ask questions, but it will be great if you can put questions in the Q&A box. You can't ask question live, but again appreciate for people joining in. So today's webinar is it's supported with AUT University and practically from the Faculty of Engineering and Sciences or Mathematical Sciences. We will be talking about postgraduate programs today primarily, and we'll answer some questions on undergraduate also, as in the faculty is okay. So giving a brief, today's panelists, we have Dr. Lee, who is the Director for PG Studies of Engineering, Computer and Mathematical Science at AUT. We have Jamie, who's a school registrar from same faculty. And then we have Anush, who's a licensed immigration advisor. We're talking about work to residence pathways and other options. So I'll appreciate if everyone can give their brief for a few minutes. It'll be good, or a few seconds. That will help us to set up the scene, and then we take it forward. Jamie, over to you.
Kia ora katoa, everyone. Namaste, aru. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, and it's a real pleasure for me to introduce our programs, our postgraduate programs. I'm the school registrar for the School of Engineering, Mathematical and Computer Sciences. So I look after a great load of programs within this particular school, namely from undergraduate to postgraduate. So tonight I'm going to talk to you about our Masters of Engineering program and also our Master of Analytics, very strong programs within our school. And thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Great. Over to you, Dr. Lee.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for attending today's webinar. And it is my great pleasure to present our postgraduate programs with my colleague, Jamie. I'm Wei Huali, the senior lecturer from the Computer Science and Software Engineering Department. I'm also the program director of the postgraduate studies. So I stepped on this new role recently, but before that, I act as the academic advisor. Then tonight, I'm going to talk about the postgraduate programs. So I mainly present 3 programs, including the Master of Computer and Information Sciences, the Master of Cybersecurity and Digital Forensics, and Master of IT Project Management. Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Lee. Anush, over to you.
Kia ora. Myself, Anush Joseph. I'm a licensed immigration advisor. I'll be providing a couple of advices regarding the settlement in New Zealand and what is the post-study and residence pathways once you are coming to New Zealand as an international student. Thank you.
Great. Again, thank you everyone for joining again, and thank you everyone for supporting the webinar. So we have a couple of partners across multiple countries supporting this. We'll talk further. No, again, as again what we cover always, that we do talk about basics of New Zealand always. The idea is to make sure that whoever is joining first time or who have been joining again, they should know what we are and what we're talking about. So guys, for everyone, just to give a heads up, again, studying New Zealand is what we always kind of look into, say the why New Zealand is the primary destination. So New Zealand, again, this education system is one of the excellent, one of the well-known in the world. We do follow the Commonwealth education system, which means that we have same certificate, diplomas, bachelor's and master's and PhD format. New Zealand is quite young international education destination, or one of the young in the OECD. We have 8 universities, and all the universities are in top 500. Now we do have multiple polytechnics, currently 16, which is a part of one Tipukinga, and then we have around hundreds of PTE. Again, New Zealand as a destination is quite safe, peaceful. We are an island country, which means that we are not tagged up with any land. The options, if I say the study options, we have wide range options. If I say the numbers till early this year, we have around 4,500 courses offered by various universities in New Zealand, and around 1,500 offered by various polytechnics and PTs in New Zealand. So we have all the diverse range option. And again, New Zealand is another country which has a ministry for space and rockets also, if I say. So there's been a lot of options available. We'll talk about things and various areas. But currently, today's focus is majorly on AUT program in mathematical science, computing, and engineering. New Zealand also offers work while you study or after study options, which means that student can study full-time and work part-time while they are into their study visa, but as and when they finish their study visa, they can go for a post-study work visa options. Going down to quality of life, currently, if I say we are always one of the top 10 safest destination to come and live in. It's more of the work-life balance what we follow in New Zealand, which is again from a student perspective, it is pretty good from a long-term journey when they follow towards their career and the family. Now going around, as I said, that we follow the Commonwealth education system or the British education system, which means that we have levels of education. What does that mean? That there are level 1 to level 10, which starts from certificate and lead to doctoral degrees. Primary entrance students come from level 4 onwards, and they go up to level 10. Now, just repeating and briefing, like what you see on the slide, level 4 is certificate, level 5 and 6 are diplomas, or we call as associate degree in Australia, or we say as level 5 or level 4 in UK. Level 7 is a bachelor's, which is level 5 in UK, or a similar bachelor's offered in various countries. We do have a unique called program for New Zealand framework is graduate diplomas, which is a pre-master's. Now these programs are pretty good. It is entry towards your master's or postgraduate program if you're not eligible directly. Then we have level 8, which is a postgraduate certificate or PG diploma or honors program, which means that you have option to go to first year of masters and then move to masters if you're not eligible to go directly, but you are you still have some experience or background. We have level 9 masters, which is a 1 to 2 year qualification. It can be a taught masters or research masters. These programs are primarily to make sure that we are kind of seeing which area you fit in and how you go in. And then we have a doctoral or a PhD programs, which is level 10. These programs are ranging between 3 to 6 years. And one of the kind of great options of PhD in New Zealand is that the fees charged for New Zealand international students doing a PhD is same to a domestic student. So there are a lot of pros and cons for all the qualification courses you're going in. Now I'll be going to the next slide. So I'll be handing over it to Jamie and Dr. Lee to take it forward to talk about AUT and the programs what the faculty is offering. Over to you.
Kia ora. So what I'm going to do there, do you want me to, I can drive the screen? Yep. So I'm just going to share this. So here we go.
So by the time Jamie is sharing the screen, so everyone, guys, please, you're welcome to ask questions in the Q&A box. We'll be answering the questions as and when we finish the presentation. Do make sure that you have your questions ahead. Otherwise, it'll be a lot of questions we see in the last minute.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Sure.
So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start off our title and I'm going to hand over to Dr. Lee. So basically, what we hear is talking about is our university in a whole, and thanks, you've done a great job of discussing how the greatness of New Zealand as well. So AUT is a very young university. So we are a very progressive university as well in terms of the technology stance and the way we actually do things here. Given that we actually become a lot more nimble, so we can actually have a lot more smaller classrooms, and we also do a lot more sort of practical based assessments, because we understand that the real world, you don't go and read books and then that's what you do. In the real world, you do practical work, and that's what we've based a lot of our how would I say, our sort of psyche on our nexus in terms of the way we teach, the way we deliver our assessments here. We also very number one in New Zealand for International Outlook, and that obviously gives good reference to how we perceive the workplace and how we perceive the world. So basically, this is a photo of our building. We have we're in the heart of the city. So we are within all the hustle and bustle of the education sector in Auckland City. We do have a lot of modern and sort of technically advanced facilities as well. So this is sort of, looks like someone's taking a photo of the escalator there. Probably, it's kind of that sort of shows you one of our buildings anyway. But it is, as I said, it is it's hard in the city. We do have other campuses outside the city CBD. And I'm just going to finish the video.
Jimmy, the voice will be the issue, I believe, if there's a voice in the video. But yes, we can see the video is moving. The voice in the video will be always a challenge. We can't hear the voice, but yes, we can see the video going in. Yeah, but again, I can say that I've seen this. I've seen the building, and I know that these facilities are pretty great and one of the top class in New Zealand.
Okay, so just share the can you? So I'll move on to the next slide as well.
Sure.
So my next slide is here to introduce the Dr. Lee. So he can sort of give a bit of a background on his great academic achievements and go from there to talk about our information services, information sciences sector. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jamie. I think just now I just gave a very brief introduction about myself. And due to the time constraints, so I'm not going to give further explanations about myself. So today, Jamie and I are going to cover 5 postgraduate programs. And please note that for each program, so we have a corresponding advisor. So they are the expert in their field. You know that since this webinar arranged in late evening, in the evening of the New Zealand, so it's quite difficult to involve everybody in this webinar. However, if you have any further questions after this webinar, so feel free to reach any of them. So we have their contact live in the slides. Okay. First of all, I'm going to talk about the IMCAS. So IMCAS, Master of Computer and Information Sciences. So this is one of our most popular postgraduate programs at AUT. And the IMCAS allows the students to explore the latest development and advancement of computer science and information technology. And these programs cover a very wide range of popular topics. So including the artificial intelligence and data science, the information systems and technology and software engineering. And this is a 1.5-year program, so which gives 2 possible pathways. So the first pathway is by the coursework. So that means the students need to take the 4 courses for the first semester and 4 courses for the second semester. And then you enrolled in 60 points research projects. So it also takes a half year, so 1 semester. And the second pathway is by the research. So the students who choose this pathway needs to take 4 courses for the first semester and then enroll in a 1-year research thesis. Next slide, please. Okay. So the courses of the IMCAS covers 3 main areas: the artificial intelligence and data science, the software engineering, and information security and technology. So we gave enough flexibility to the students to choose any courses from these areas they like. So this is one of the merits of the IMCAS programs. So for example, if the students wants to do more about artificial intelligence and data science, so he or she can definitely choose the courses from this area and with some courses from the other areas, plus the research project. Okay. All right, so we also have 2 sub-programs of the IMCAS, which is a postgrad diploma and postgraduate certificate. So as you know that IMCAS takes 1.5 years, 180 points, but for the postgraduate diploma, it only have 1 year, 120 points. And the postgraduate certificate takes 60 points, which is 4 courses and half a year. So here we also gave the admission criteria of the IMCAS. And you know that there is an English requirements for all the postgrad program, which is the IELTS 6.5 with all the bands above 6.0. So this is the standard English requirements across all the postgrad programs. So now let's come back to the admission criteria of the IMCAS. So except for the English requirements, there are 2 basic requirements for that. The first is the students must obtain a bachelor degree or postgrad certificate in the relevant field, so most likely in a CAS. And second requirements is about the grade requirements. So the students should obtain at least a B and a plus grade. So basically it is the 70 out of 100. Okay, next please. All right, so now let's compare the pathways of MCAS and its sub-programs. So as I mentioned previously, there are two pathways for the MCAS, the bad coursework and the bad research. So it's been displayed here. I'm not going to repeat it again. All right, for the postgraduate certificate and postgraduate diploma in the CAS, we provide a single pathway. So in the PG Deep postgraduate diploma, so the student need to take 4 courses for the first semester and 4 courses for the second semester. And for the postgraduate certificate, so 4 courses need to be taken. As you can see that we provide an option for the students to upgrade to the MCAS subject to approval. So basically this approval is based on the average score that students obtained for the previous semesters. So if the students obtain a B and above, so normally we approve the upgrade to the MCAS. Okay, so next, so why study CAS at AUT? So as you know that we have very modern facilities. You already seen the video demonstrated just now, right? So the students enrolled in the CAS can use the new building, the ECMS building, which is the WZ building you can see from this picture. And we also have a number of the research entities. So our postgraduate students can join any entities and work with the researchers. So this is very good experiences for the postgraduate student. And also there are quite a lot of job opportunities for the MCAS students. As you know that the ICT sector is very popular in New Zealand, and our MCAS program covers a variety of topics and provides students with hands-on experiences. And the design of this program aims to get students ready for the industry job. Next, please. All right, so the technology sector is the second largest export sector in New Zealand, and accounting for 8% of the GDP. And also we have a very high demand for the people with the ICT skills. Well, if you look at the job by locations, you may also notice that over 50% of jobs are actually required in New Zealand, in Auckland. So that means the graduate have a very high chance to secure a job after the graduation. Next, please. Okay, now here we gave 3 great graduates. So the first one is Xinbing Chen. So he, after completing the MCAS, so he secured his job as a mobile application developer in Data Mars. So this is a very famous company in New Zealand. Well, the second great candidate is Ken Wang. So he's currently pursuing his PhD in Canada. And the third one is the Saba Sami. So after graduation, so she runs 2 AI startups company. All right, so next program I introduce is the Master of Cybersecurity and Digital Forensics. The Master of Cybersecurity and Digital Forensics aims to develop skills in discovering and recording digital forensics evidence of crime and malicious behaviors by extracting the data from the networks and digital devices. And additionally, the program also focuses on the network security and it teaches the methods to identify, assess, and mitigate vulnerabilities within the network and strengthen the defenses against the cyber threats. So this program has 180 points, so which is a 1.5 years program. And we also provide 2 pathways for the students. So the first one is by the coursework. So it's also called by the applied research project. So the previous, so the students can take 120 points courses and plus 60 points research projects. While the second pathway is by research. So the student can choose 90 points courses and with 90 points research projects. But most of students will choose the first pathway. Over here, we also listed the core key courses of this program. So the students need to complete the 4 core courses and plus a number of electives and with a project. Okay. Next, please. All right, so that's the entry requirements for the MCSDF, this program as well. So it's actually quite standard. So the students need to have a relevant bachelor's degree or graduate diploma, and also has a grade requirement, which is B. And this program focuses on the practical elements as well. And also the courses for this program are a mix of management and technical. So most of the courses come with labs and hands-on labs and lectures as well. So the students, even without any technical background, also can join this program. And also there is a final project. So this is also quite practical. And in these projects, we use the real world cases, so the students have a lot of fun. Next, please. Okay, so the Master of IT Project Management. So this program enables the students to gain the skills to design, implement, and manage the agile software development projects through its life cycle. And the program focuses on project management skills for the IT project. And also this programs involves practical elements like the R&D project. So this allows the students to apply what they have learned in the class to the real world. And this MITPM program is different from other programs. Okay, please be noted that this is a 1-year program and with a single pathway. So the students need to complete 5 courses, so including the 4 core courses listed there. Okay, and also 1 elective and 1 project, which takes 45 points. Okay, next, please. Okay, so next, the entry requirements for the MITPM is also a little bit special. So it requires the relevant 4-year bachelor's degree or the bachelor's degree with the honors or the relevant postgraduate diploma. So I know that in India and China, so the bachelor is 4-year. So this criteria is strictly satisfied, so it's no problem. But for some of the countries like the Philippines or Myanmar, so they provide both 3 years bachelor and 4 years bachelor. So in that case, only 4 years bachelor can satisfy this entry requirements. Okay, the first one. And of course, we require the degree should be B and above, and again, should be about the 70%, okay, 70 out of 100. And so the students must have a relevant software engineering or IT project or work experience. So this is a mandatory, okay, because this program is actually a professional master programs. So we require the students had relevant working experiences. Some of the working experiences like the help desk or like the networks. Okay, so that is not relevant. Okay, so the requirements, the entry requirements is quite special for this program. All right, next please. Okay, so the MITPM program involves both management and technical courses. And this is designed for the students with IT experiences and helps to promote the students' career in the IT industry. And the design of the courses are actually based on IT industry as well, because we do quite a lot of consultations. And we also use the real world cases to demonstrate the implications of theory in practice. So there is also a final year research component. So this gives students a very deep understanding on the research that they choose. And this is also quite useful for their career development. Yeah, I think that's the 3 programs that I have presented. I'm aware that there could be some questions coming from our audience. So maybe after Jamie's presentation, so that we can have the Q&A session and
sure.
Those.
So thank you, Dr. Lee. I think it'll be the idea is that to make sure that we answer all the questions in one go. But again, I'm open if you want to answer now after each program. But it'll be okay to go together also. And again, for everyone who is asking questions, guys, if you have any more questions, please keep in the Q&A box so we can answer accordingly.
Yeah, thank you there, Dr. Lee and Barrett. So kia ora, everyone. I see there is a few questions piling up there, so we can answer those at the end of the session here. So what I'm doing, I'm like Dr. Lee, I am presenting 2 programs where the program leaders aren't here today, but I've actually been given some good research into what they do. So the first one I'm going to introduce you today is called the Master of Analytics. So basically, the Master of Analytics is the basis of computational sciences, statistical sciences, and mathematical sciences to extract big data. So it's basically what you do really, and this is sort of gives you a bit of a sort of a structure of what the program looks like, but it is actually a quite a unique program where it's not a business program, which people think it's like being a business analyst. It's actually using data to inform business partners, to actually inform directions of companies, organizations, regarding financial, maybe regarding recruitment, whatever. So it is a very useful and well-utilized skill to have. And it's basically, it is, as I said, it's quite vital for organizations, any organizations, to have someone with this mindset. So basically, it started in 2015. So it has been brought up into a very sizable program now, and we even have had a partnership with one of our sort of partner universities in China to deliver this particular program. So that's been a recent development because of its popularity and the way it is so useful in the world today. Likewise, it's a 180-point program, which is done over 3 full-time semesters. And likewise, like all other masters, comes with a research component there. So this is it here, actually. If you had a look at some of the courses here. So these are the courses that you would be doing. Obviously, research in STEM is quite important before you undertake your dissertation. A lot of data mining, very math heavy in certain parts, but it's also very computational heavy, computer science heavy, and also statistical heavy. So there is a bit of breadth there. It's also this particular course is actually, you can actually look into doing called the SAH accreditation. So that's a professional board where you can actually do the different joint certificates by doing this particular program, which actually is fantastic to put in your CV and sort of flounce around with it, because it is a very useful credential to be in, especially if you want to go out into the wider sort of global as well. Because actually the certificate is actually done through an American provider through the US, obviously the US provider. So it is very global in sort of that sense. Okay, so this is we've talked about, you do all those courses and then you do a dissertation. So this is a dissertation. So once you've done all your coursework, you can actually transfer to the dissertation component for your master's. And as I said, one of the some of the partners involved in this particular program are very high level program companies. You've got multinationals, you've got local and regional organizations that can actually assist you. It's very, and that's what in terms of, we talk about AUT is very connected with the industry. We understand that it's very important to network with industry very early on as a student, and to be able to make those connections and understand how industry works. And this is what we do for all of our programs, not only masters, but we do it at undergraduate level as well. So this is just one example here. So this is, there's more details in our student guide, and we can probably present that when I actually send through, I could send through some information for you for this particular event. Attached to these slides, but we do have more, other student guides to navigate. You can navigate through and gives you a good direction of how it works. So that's the one of the social events there for the Master of Analytics, Mr. Mingo. And these are some of our graduates here. So if you look at the graduates, you can see what they're actually doing. Basically, a lot of them aren't, they're in different areas. So one of them is, basically in terms of they've gone across the world. So they're very world sort of global citizens here, so they can actually take it to any country and work within that particular profession. So that's the thing. So that was the Master of Analytics, and I can happy to answer questions at the end of the session. But now what I want to do is I want to go into our engineering. So tonight I'm talking about, Master of Analytics is our mathematical postgrad program. So engineering, Master of Engineering is within our engineering department. So engineering, Master of Engineering, that is across our mechanical engineering and our electronic engineering department, which actually looks into various disciplines, from mechanical to mechatronics to software. So I'm going to start off with that. So as you said, I probably kind of sound like a broken record here, but we are industry focused, totally industry focused. That's our strength. And that's what AUT does best. Is lead people into the industry, get to work with the industry early on, and get them in. So that's our focus. We also basically, as I said, we also have a very diverse range of staff members who actually bring in all the expertise from industry. Most of our engineering staff have been in industry, so they know what the industry wants, needs, and how it operates. And they also got the academic skills as well to be able to make sure that you learn and that you become a great graduate within our particular department. So these are sort of makeup of our universal schools. We as the world leader in many areas. We are very, as you said, I mean, you name it, we will just do it. We've got a lot of projects going on, we've got a lot of equipment. As engineers, we like to break things and put them back together even better. And this is what we do. So these are the drones out. This looks like some of the areas that we do, and this is only a small part of it, really. So if you look at these kind of branch out to other areas as well. So it is engineering is what happens. You got an engineering degree, you do mechanical, but then you branch out to anything. You got manufacturing, you've got automation, everything, and it just goes and goes and goes. So engineering is one of those, is the gift that keeps on giving, your engineering degree. Some of the research entities here is attached or affiliated with our departments. So these are these are all within AUT, within our school actually. So these are some of the areas that all pertain to a particular subject within an engineering area. And some of the school research facilities as well. We've got some computer. Some of them go across the school, some of them confined within engineering, but they're all together. So the good thing about the School of Engineering, Computer Mathematical Science is that all of us work together, because there's certain facets of certain particular areas that we need to connect to each other, and that's in terms of, if you look at engineering, look at systems thinking. So systems thinking is people from different skill sets collaborating to create one greatness or great goal. So that's how we work here. And these are some of our industry partnerships. As you said, we're happy to work with industry. Industry are our friends. They're the ones that provide our graduates and our interns jobs, and they're the ones that actually provide us advice on how the industry is working and how we can adapt to industry better. So obviously we have industry advisory groups who come in, and we talk about what's engineering going at, what's the need, and then we can say, well, we can adapt our curriculum better to that particular need. And that also goes in terms of the research that we do within the school as well. That actually drives of what we teach. As I said, there's a great future ahead of you. I think I've shown this building about 10 times, even my background, but that's where we are. There are actually more to that you can actually, if you walk down the street here, it's a great place to be. AUT's got great facilities. As you said, you're in the heart of the city. So you know, even you can walk outside AUT and you'll be in middle of Queen Street, which is our main thoroughfare through Auckland. So it's really great place to study, great place to make friends and adapt. So I'm going to sort of talk about the Master of Engineering program itself. So these are sort of the areas. Sorry.
So Jamie, just a suggestion here. Do you think that we should take the question now, because I can see that it'll be easier for people to connect with the two faculties?
No problems.
Yeah.
I can start questions
and
now. So can we
I think I
bring
can.
those?
Sure,
bring
I
those up?
can put the questions around. So Q&A, again, it's in the Q&A box. So I'll say it's from Dipendra. The question was that I have 8-year experience, 8 years
Sorry.
of in-course gap in my bachelor's degree, that is BCA, Bachelor of Computer Application, but completed master's degree in 2.5 years. So can I get an offer letter for studying full stack software developer as I'm working professional in the same field? So again, question is that
probably direct that to Dr. Lee on the software developing. Are you in the? I can't. I'm just trying to look for the questions. I think I saw it before.
So
here we go. I found it.
I found it.
Box, I found it. I found it. Sorry. Yeah. Can I just answer it? Can I bring this up like this?
Sure.
Is that okay? Can you see that, Weihua? Is it?
Yeah. So
I answer live. I answer live.
Answer.
So, Dr. Lee, you can answer the question if you again. So, idea is that if student can become a full stack software developing option in MCIS, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. So is the question asking after graduation of MCIS or?
Yes, probably is MCIS.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I listed the number of the possible jobs after graduation. So definitely, if the students graduate after MCS and also has some of the experiences, and that would be fantastic. But even the students graduate with MCS without any previous working experiences, so they still can have a very high chance to secure a job. So as I mentioned just now, the ICT sector is one of the largest sector in New Zealand, and we have a very high demand for the people with the ICT skills.
Sure. I think we'll go down to Nathaniel's question. Hi, I'm from Philippines, working as a nurse.
Oh, cool.
Over to you. Over to you, Jamie.
Como estás, Nathaniel? Well, thanks for your question. So you're working as a nurse, and it's possibly around engineering. Yes, there is, definitely. So we are introducing, probably you'd have to really start at undergraduate level. So we do have a thing called a diploma in engineering that we're starting up next year, and it is perfect for people who don't come from engineering backgrounds, but then they get to learn the fundamentals of engineering in their first year, and then what they can do after the diploma is that you can actually move into the Bachelor of Engineering Honours. Obviously, you need a B average to get in. However, it is then you got another sort of 3 years to do. So I would say if you don't have an engineering background, you're best to start off with that. Just give yourself a feel. So it is very low level engineering stuff. So it is, as I said, you do your maths, you do your physics, computation in that first year, and then you can move on for a bachelor's. But in terms of going directly into postgraduate, you won't be able to do that at this stage, but you can actually do that once you've done some undergraduate study.
Great. I think that can be option in the pre-masters also for a graduate diploma if somebody has done a bachelor's. So there are multiple options available. Again, over to you, Jamie, if you want to add on to that.
You can do that, but it's really, so we don't have in terms of a graduate diploma, we don't actually have one. So we only have the diploma, but you can move into probably looking at, we've got a project management engineering, which is not so technical heavy, that you can actually look into as well. But Nathan, and I'm happy to give you more information and sort of a pathway that could help you out. more than happy to organize that. Thanks.
Great. So again, for everyone, guys, the suggestion will be, if you have questions, please start asking. We will be starting engineering presentation after all the questions have been answered for the IT related. Again, if somebody have IT related, do ask questions now, so that we will cover engineering in the last part. So again, I believe Dr. Lee, you want to answer about the Larry's question about the PhD in epidemiological modeling. Is that correct?
Yes. So it really depends on the perspective of epidemiology modeling. So if the students like to do it from the computer science perspective, definitely it should be under our school. And the question is, do you offer a project-funded PhD scholarship? So this really depends. So whether we have this kind of funded project posted to the AUT website. So you can definitely search the funded projects from our site. And if it is funded, and you definitely can select it. But most likely, if you cannot find it, you can definitely reach any of our academics and see if they are interested and whether you can get a scholarship for that as well.
Great. Again, Dr. Lee, can you also put the link for everyone for the PhD areas of research which is happening in the school? So we'll go to Komal's question. Is there any pathway available to join Bachelor of Computing? We have students, they're having an offer of this course, but the entry requirement is 80%, which I believe GPA, a good GPA 4 or 3.5, which isn't sure for getting. So looking for a pathway to diploma in IT. So I believe, Jamie, there's a diploma in IT leading to bachelor's in the faculty. Is that correct? If I'm not
Yes,
wrong.
there is. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So we do have. Sorry. In terms of the bachelor's. Yep. Yep. We do have likewise. We are launching a diploma in information sciences next year as well, and likewise that is like the first year of our Bachelor of Computer and Information Sciences program. So where they do the first year of the bachelor's, and then they can actually go ahead and do another 2 more years and get a Bachelor of Computer and Information Sciences.
Great. And again, just the question from Dinisha, I think, do we use licensed immigration advisor? Second, Dinisha, we can use we have LIs on board for various countries, but at the same time, lodging a visa from LI is allowed, but assuming they're exempted to LIA. Again, I know she want to add on to this. You're welcome to add.
Thank you, Bharat. So answering that particular question, I need to focus on 2 different things. So legally, a student visa can be submitted by an educational agent, which is overseas applications. You don't require an LIA to submit such applications, but certain clients do have preference of having their application to be submitted by an LIA. That's fine. If you have that particular request, please talk to RBS. And such applications do have a charge on the application. It is not done on free of cost.
Okay, but yeah, the student visa offshore is exempted, so our team of RBS don't charge for those visas. So again, there are 2 services options. Going back to Charlie here. Charlie, I'm from Philippines, but currently here in Otago. With my in-laws on a visitor visa, I will love to migrate here with a family. I'm a graduate of 1 diploma and 1 BS in computer science engineering. Again, the question is that how's the cost of migrating, and I think Charlie, well, suggestion will be, if you can provide your CV and details, we can get you in touch with our onshore licensed immigration advisor, so it will be easier. Again, Anosh, I think we can't give you the answer of migration straightforward till then we don't see the background. Is that correct? You have to go for a study to work pathway or study to migration pathway. Anosh, you want to answer into that too?
Absolutely. So until you come into New Zealand and complete the studies, there are certain options to explore the residence pathways. Again, it depends on the particular program and what is the level of the program you have done, and also it also depends on what level of employment do you secure from New Zealand. Yeah, it is a very general question to answer, but I will be covering those areas in a couple of minutes.
Okay. So this question from Komal, that if someone have a 3-year BCA or 3-year BSc, can they go for a master's? I believe, again, Komal, the options are available. We just need to see more document in academics. I think faculty can assess only when they see the documentation that will be recommended. So again, guys, I can see there are engineering questions coming. Again, we will answer after the engineering presentation. And please, anyone who have further questions, do ask. You're welcome to ask. We have engineering presentation left, and we have still the post-study work visa and the residence pathway slides to be covered. So over to you, Jamie. I think we can start the presentation for engineering.
Okay, thank you very much, Bharat. So I'll go for this as well. See, there's a few that's related to here, but as you said, we'll answer that. So we're the three main areas of our engineering. So our engineering schools are made up of electrical, as I said, and mechanical. So that's our main areas. We do also have a school within our faculty, which is called the School of Future Environments, which actually they deal with more of the civil construction area. But I'll talk you a bit more through here. So these are one of our areas. The three main areas that we deal with, as I said, power and control engineering, mechanical, and compute and communication engineering. So a lot to do around the wireless systems. I mean, very heavy on the electrical as well, as you can see here, for these ones here. But we also have a very heavy mechanical presence. So Master of Engineering, so basically you've got a couple of pathways here. So basically what you do is you can either come into the Master of Engineering and do the 180, which is the 1.5 year masters, or the 120 credits, which is a full-time year. And it's really dependent on what you come in with. So if you came in with another engineering degree, Bachelor of Engineering Honours, we usually look at the honours if it's a 4-year degree. And if you come in with that, you can actually start off with the 120. If you come in with another bachelor degree, say like a Bachelor of Science, maybe we have some engineering specialization within it, and then you're looking at the 3 years. A lot of our because our Bachelor of Engineering Honours degree is a 4-year Washington Accord accredited degree, so that we also look at that. However, we understand that some bachelor's degrees aren't, or universities aren't signatories to the Washington Accord, but we still take them as 4 years. So there's also the coming in with a sub-program. So sometimes students who do apply, they may not have the particular background to get it directly into a master's. So we do look at the postgraduate certificate or postgraduate diploma. You can actually take those, and actually, if you do well, you can actually come back and staircase back into a master's. So it's not the end of the road if you get a postgraduate certificate and you leave, or you won't be able to get one anyway. I guess the immigration advisor there. If you get it, you probably have to look at a postgraduate diploma because it's a full year. And if you do well, you can actually come into a master's. So there is, as I said, there is opportunity there. And this is how that works. So you've got 2 different types of pathways as well. We know some people dread research and some people love coursework, and some people love research and dread coursework. So there is 2 options there for you. As I said, they both lead to the same degree, which is the Master of Engineering, and they're both as recognized as each other. So it's depending on which pathway you want to do. As you said, if you want more coursework, you can take this one. But coursework means taught courses. So you go to class and you attend them, do your assignments and get your grade. Where the other one is a research, which you still do some courses if you have to do the 180. This is for students coming in with the 3-year. And then you have a 120-point thesis. So the thesis is where you work in one particular research topic, and you sort of put in your pretty much 1 year of full-time work into it. And here's some of the also as well. So this is the ways to get in if you do end up having a postgraduate diploma in engineering. So it is usually a B. However, there is subject to approval. We understand that we do open doors and so forth. However, if you don't, we have that discussion as well. So I'm just going to go to the next one. So I just want to bring this up here, and I don't think it's here as well, is that the 120 points Master of Engineering, you would actually do just the thesis. Okay, so if you were to do the coursework for the 120, it would be 4 courses and the dissertation. Okay, so there's some of our great graduates. Again, we've also got a person who actually did the whole thing. So if you look at here, the student here, Celine, so she did a Bachelor of Engineering Technology. So that Bachelor of Engineering Technology is a 3-year degree. So she would have had to do the 180 Masters of Engineering. Obviously she went down to got that and went to do a PhD. Likewise, he did Percy, he swapped, looked like he swapped, I don't know if he did it before the bachelor's, but it looked like he swapped tech and he actually came from business to do engineering. Likewise, he would have done a 120 point because he's got an honours degree there. So scholarships, I've actually I put this up and I'm going to put this all, what I might do is I can send you these slides and we can share them probably.
Great.
Yeah,
we'll be sharing the slide and the recording to all these students.
Fantastic. Yeah, because what I want to do is I want to give them. It's a lot to take in, so I want to so they have access to where to look. So this is. I actually found the scholarships awards today. So I actually found out there is a. Obviously, our audience today are from Southeast Asia and predominantly South Asia. So there is an international scholarships here, and I've just put 2 up here at the moment. I didn't do exhaustive search, so there could be more out there. So take advantage of that, please.
Yeah, and there are some accommodation scholarships also. I think it'll be Q&A.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, so, excellent. So we've got Q&A, and just make sure there's nothing else. So yeah, Q&A. Yes, there is.
So Jamie, you shared stuff here, and we'll do a residence pathway discussion before we take all the Q&As about engineering and all areas. Yeah. So again, thank you everyone, guys. If you still have any questions about engineering, please add to the Q&A box. We will cover the post-study work options and the residence visa option before we take it forward to the final round of Q&A. Yeah.
Excellent. I'll just end this slideshow so people can get back to the.
Yes.
And I'll stop sharing.
Yeah.
And there we go. Perfect. Okay.
Thank you. It'll be great. And I think we're going back to our screen. So again, thank you, Dr. Lee and Jamie, for your presentation. We'll just cover a few, basic things again, what is happening. So again, as we said, every student who is studying in New Zealand, there are some post-study work options. Every student is allowed to work 20 hours part-time for whatever course they study, which is a level in diploma or a bachelor's or a master's. Now, coming back to the post-study work, which I believe most students want to know that what's happening. So I'll go from the bottom to top approach. So if you study a PhD program, which is 30 weeks or plus, again, it should be 3 years and above, they will get 3-year post-study work visa, where they can work full-time. But again, in PhD, they can work full-time while they study. So that's again a very specific to New Zealand. You can work full-time while you're studying PhD, and you can work full-time after for 3 years when you finish your PhD. Now going to master's level 9 with coursework. If the course is between 30 weeks to 60 weeks, which is 1 to 2 year, it can be 1.5 year or 2 year, you will get a 3-year post-study work, right? Now, if you're doing master's by research or by thesis, if I'm correct, there you're allowed to work full-time while you're studying, and you get a 3-year post-study work option. But again, if you're doing master's, which is by coursework or a taught master's, you are only allowed to work part-time while you are studying the course. Now, just giving a brief for every student, when you study course and you're doing part-time work, but when you are on a holidays or you're on a term break or your Christmas holidays, you can work full-time. So on an average, student normally go for between 1,100 to 1,400 hours of part-time work or a work while they're studying. Now going to PG Diploma level 8, which means that you're studying 1 year, you will only get a 1-year post-study work option, or we call it a stay-back option. Now, if you're doing a bachelor's, now ideally, if you're doing a 1-year bachelor, you get a 1 year. You're going a 2-year bachelor, you get a 2-year post-study work visa. And if you're doing 3-year bachelor's or 90 weeks and above, you're getting a 3-year post-study work visa. Now, there are bachelors which are 2 years. There are diploma or degree options. If you're doing a level 5 leading to 2-year bachelor's, you are getting a 2-year post-study work visa as per the immigration instructions. Now, this can change, so please refer to immigration website. This is publicly available information. Now, specifically, if you're doing any course which is below bachelor's or which is not specified, like example, hospitality level 5, 6, or I'm just giving an option here, or any course which is not in the green list or a skill shortage area, you will not get any post-study work option. Now, if you're doing any course which is into a green list or they are level 7 and below, they will give, you can only get a post-study in the green list for the duration of the course you're doing. So it can be 1 year or 2 years. Now, I will jump to the next slide, to the residence pathways. I'll hand it over to Anush. Please go ahead. A small, sharp explanation. And again, for everyone, please ask your questions relevant to the slides for engineering and the residence pathway so that we can answer after the presentation. Over to you, Anush.
Thank you, Bharat. So before I start, I just want to make sure all the viewers are under the same understanding that if you have any questions, feel free to type it in. I will be answering those questions, and I'll be going through all these areas in a very quick way. So Bharat has already given me a couple of minutes. All right. Thank you. So this is the residence pathways which you can access after the completion of your study. There are 3 pathways, as you can see on the screen. One is a skilled migrant residence pathway. The second one is a green list pathway. And the third one is a care workforce and transport sector agreement pathway. So let's move on to the next slide. So that's a skilled migrant pathway. So once you finish the studies, the way this particular pathway works is based on points. So there is a total of 6 points which you require to qualify for residence. For 6 points, there are certain ways that you can grab those points. One is through the study. For example, if you're studying a PhD, you get 6 points. If you're studying a master's, you get 5 points. A postgraduate diploma, you get 4 points, and for a bachelor's degree, you get 3 points. Any level of program which is undergraduate doesn't have any points. So make sure you grab any program which is above basically a bachelor's degree to grab points. And then we can claim points on work experience in New Zealand. For example, 1 point for 1 year work experience paid at median wage, and for 2 year you get 2 points, and for 3 year you get 3 points, and the maximum points which you can claim on a work experience is 3 points. Then how it works is basically if you're studying a PhD in New Zealand, if you have completed the PhD, you get 6 points, but you still require a job offer to qualify for a residence application. Second, if you're doing a master's, you get 5 points. The other 1 point, you can get it after completing 1 year of work experience in New Zealand. Likewise, the other options are basically work on the points by adding 2 years or 3 years experience. The next one is a green list pathway residence program, which is basically a fast-tracked method of getting residence in New Zealand. This is based on the green list. So if you most of the people who are watching this webinar doesn't know what is a green list. So green list is basically created by Immigration New Zealand on the scarcity of skills which we have in New Zealand. So there is 2 tiers. One is tier 1 and tier 2. So if the particular employment falls under tier 1, there is an option to go for straight to residence. So a straight to residence means you can apply for residence when you get the employment. And you have to meet the other requirements, for example, language, which for most of the students, you'll be meeting those requirements because you have already done IELTS, or you'll be completing a master's or a postgraduate or bachelor's, which will qualify for waiving those English language requirements. Then the next one is the character requirements. So you need to have a good character. For any application, this is a very standard requirement. So if you get an employment under the time and occupation, if you're meeting the requirements of the green list, then you can apply for residence straight away. There's no waiting. So that is why it is called straight to residence category. Then we have tier 2 residence, work to residence category. And this particular area is based on the work experience which you built. So once you obtain an employment at Tier 2 green list, you need to work for that particular in that particular employment for 2 years, then apply for residence. For example, teaching, work for 2 years and then apply for residence. It is called work to residence pathway. And the next one is care workforce and transport sector agreement. I don't usually, provide that advice to students because this is a recently opened up residence pathway. It can be closed anytime. So, but I can still explain those things. So if you're working as a healthcare assistant or a caregiver at level 4 rate, which is $28.25 an hour, for 2 years, you can apply for residence under that care workforce sector pathway, agreement pathway. And also, if you're working as a bus driver or a truck driver, you can apply after completing 2 years of employment. And there are certain other requirements which we can go in detail on another webinar, which is mainly focusing on this area. But this is again not a, I won't say it as a cup of tea for students, but just keep in mind there is one more option available in front of you. Thank you.
I think, thank you, Anosh, on that. And again, for Jamie, I believe there are certain programs in the faculty which are under the green list, if I'm not wrong, practically related to engineering and the project management options. Now, I think what we'll go is we'll go to Q&A. Again, if Jamie or Dr. Lee, you want to add anything before we go into Q&A. So guys, whoever have question, please, you're welcome to ask, because as and when we are going through Q&A, and if there are no further Q&A, we'll be finishing the webinar soon. So over to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Bharat, but I'm happy to answer these. I've got some questions lined up here actually.
Sure.
So
Go ahead.
Happy to answer to those. And Niraj, namaskar. Thanks for your question there. So you've completed, just reading you completed your bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, and you're working as electrical engineer designer. Yes, absolutely. That's the answer to that. So we do, the Master of Engineering is that we do have 3 focal areas, and one of them is actually in power systems and control engineering. So I can sort of give you some more information on sort of the courses that you could take in that area. Namely, obviously, there's a lot of them actually. So what I would probably suggest is send through your maybe send through your CV or what your credentials, and then I can get you in touch with probably Ashvin or someone from our department to sort of talk you through it and see what
sure.
sort of
I think
into.
So. What we can do is that, again, Neeraj, you're welcome to send the email on the ID is given on the screen. We can send to the faculty for the further discussion and pointing.
Yeah.
Now,
no,
I think
problems. I'm good at connecting. Yeah. So that's yeah. So just answer your question absolutely there, Niraj. Yeah.
So Jamie, there's a question from August from Philippines. Again, you said you want to apply for study and work program. I'm currently living in Philippines with strong engineering background. So Augustus,
yep.
Go ahead.
Yep. So depending on, I mean, really for study and work program, I mean, you probably send through your credentials. As I said, we do have a large portfolio of programs that we offer here in engineering. However, if in terms of study and work program, yeah, you probably, I guess, work program is at the post-study rights, or
yeah. So it's
probably what it is. Okay, that would
post-study work. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So you're probably best to if you've got like obviously our masters, the 1 year masters, or the 1 year PG dip. Obviously there is a I guess in terms of I'm not too sure if this is probably a question for you guys.
Sure. No, I think I can answer that question.
If they do Bachelor of Engineering Honours, I'm not too sure because strong engineering background is it. Yeah,
sure. I think,
lower,
Jamie, I'll answer this question. So again, Augustus, my suggestion will be please share the CV and documents with us. We'll get in touch with you, see that how you can and which course you can enter in, because for every program, every requirement, every course there's the different requirements. So it'll be great if you can please send your CV at hello@rbsintellect.com and we'll support it. I think for Neeraj, the answers have been done by Jamie already. We have anonymous attendee where I believe Dr. Lee, you want to answer. Are there any full research courses where I can apply for only 120 or 180 credits? also if there is any PhD pathway program.
Yeah, so actually this is one of the program we haven't introduced today. It's Master of Philosophy. So this is a full research program. So it takes 1 year. And the entry criteria is the students need to get a 4-year degree, bachelor's degree, or the honors, or the postgraduate diploma. And students also need to find a supervisor to take the project with the student. Yeah, I think maybe if the students can reach RBS for details about it.
Yes, that'll be great. Again, if you can send the details on email, we will happy to help you out. Again, both the options of Masters of Philosophy and PhD, they have to go to the faculty discussion and decision. We have certain students who have applied for Masters of Philosophy at AUT for February 2025. Going back to Palash Karmakar, 3-year PhD, 3 years PSW after Masters. Australia is planning to offer it from July 24. Is there any such decision from NZ? Also, there are a lot of students going to NZ. How about the part-time job scope? So, Palash, again, just to update, New Zealand there's no such decision of removing post-study work right has been discussed from immigration. We did had a discussion with immigration lately. Again, we don't know what happens tomorrow. But today, there's no decision like that. Coming down to part-time jobs and a lot of students going. So effectively, if you see New Zealand have recently, the open borders in August 2022, there have been around 24,000 odd students have come in from last 1.5 to 2 years. On an average, New Zealand used to take 34,000 to 50,000 students every year pre-COVID. In terms of that numbers, we are not yet pre-COVID level. Second, in terms of job, currently as per Stats New Zealand, the unemployment rate is still ranging around 4.5%, if I'm not wrong, which means that there are still opportunities of job. Now, depend upon you, how good you are, how well you are. I know students are able to get post-study options, but again, every student, and there are multiple job scopes. So we'll be again happy to connect with you to local employers or local recruitment companies who can help you out on that side. I believe that answers your question. Suresh, any master's degree can claim 5 points. So yes, Suresh, any master's degree can claim 5 points. Again, Anush, is that correct? There is no particular master's which can't claim less than 5 or more than 5.
What I understand is he's actually asking question with regards to having an overseas master's degree. So it has to be equal to level 9 NSZQS. So when you do an NSZQS assessment, it has to meet the exact same level of masters in New Zealand to claim 5 points.
Great. So we go to Neeraj. Suppose if I had completed master's in electrical from NZ, do I have to work in a similar field? So again, ideally we recommend yes, if you're looking for a post, again, for skilled migrant category, you have to work in a similar area with a more than a median wage. But again, it doesn't mean that if you're only looking for taking experience or you are getting options in other areas, which from your previous job, yes, you can work in any area. Is that that is what I'll understand with your question. Anush, you want to add to that question?
To be honest with you, I didn't understand that question up to 100%.
So I did that. Go ahead, Anush.
If the student can again, type it in, we'll answer it again if you have a bit more clarity on your question.
So he asked the question in a bit more detail below that, is that if I've done masters in electrical or masters in engineering, if I understand, do I have to work in a similar field to apply residence visa?
Not really. So as long as you are suitably qualified for that particular role, you're using this particular master's to claim 5 points, and it doesn't need to be, relevant to the particular job which you're doing, but you have to be suitably qualified for the role which you're employed and claiming points on.
Great. I think we have a question from Sanjeev, and Dr. Lee want to answer that question. Is that correct?
Yeah, so this is regarding the requirements of the English proficiency IELTS. So the requirements for English is IELTS 6.5 overall with all the bands above 6.0. Okay, so that's the kind of standard English requirements across all the postgraduate programs. And in terms of the GPA, so we require B and above. So B means 70% and not 80%. Okay, and financial documents, I think that is related to the visa application.
Sure. So again, Nosh, you want to answer, or you want me to answer the question about the financial required for a bachelor's and master's, or master's qualification?
Financials required for that particular.
Yes, I can go in that if you're okay. So it's like a funds required for that.
Well, it's basically the same. You know, we claim each per year. So
Yeah.
so I'll give you an explanation on how it is done for bachelor's degree. So you need to total the number of years of tuition fee which you require, and also the living expense, and you have to show these funds. So first year you have to show these funds. Basically, there is no planning which we can do. First year you have to have that particular living expense and tuition fee in your account, which is more than 3 months mature. Or if you are bringing it from a bank as an educational loan, then you have to meet the requirements of that particular loan. For example, it has to be from a nationalized bank. Then the genuine guarantor has to be also be acceptable by Immigration New Zealand. For example, most of the case, it is usually your parents, or if you are married, your husband. So they have to be a genuine guarantor for that particular loan. And then the second and third year, you can do planning. You need to tell Immigration New Zealand that where this money is going to come from.
Great. And again, just to give you a heads up, so apart from in English proficiency, apart from IELTS, there's the PT language, that there are multiple tests can be accepted. Again, Sanjeev will be recommended, please share your CV so that we can give you the complete guidelines and details. Suresh, is that scholarships available for Indian students? Again, for everyone, scholarships are available for most of the South Asian and ASEAN countries. There are multiple scholarships offered by AUT. There are academic-based scholarship, and there are some accommodation-based scholarship. But there is a deadline to apply those scholarships, which is, I believe, May 19th. Again, for that, you need to have an offer letter first before you apply. So please apply for the application before you go into it. Going back to Augustus, how much it costs for a bachelor degree and master's degree? Again, Jamie, you want to answer this question? Over to you.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just basically it's on the websites. It's all transparent there. So we're looking at for international fees, you're looking at around about sort of 46,000 New Zealand per 120 points. That's excluding, I think that's excluding the student levy. So this is for 2024. So that's yeah. So you're looking at sort of that is including student levy. Sorry. So you're looking, it's about 46,000 per 120 points. So that really determines, it will guide you, and obviously if you're looking at a master's versus a bachelor's. So if you're looking at a bachelor's honours degree, if you're starting from the year one, you're looking at 4 years of study. So you're looking, so that's 46 times 4, basically, if you're looking at in these rates. For a master's, 120 points. Likewise 46,000, but if you're going to do the 180, you got to obviously add another 23,000 onto that, which makes it 69,000 for a 80-month degree. But that's in 2024 rate, so I'm not too sure how it works, but that's giving you sort of a ballpark figure.
Sure. Thank you, Jamie, on that. Again, I guess it depends on the intake when you're applying. So it's pretty good if you can share your details. We can go. Yeah.
If you get into a master's 120, it's cheaper there.
Yeah. Going back to non-national, is the PT accepted instead of IELTS? Yes, like I said, Dr. Lee, you want to add? You are welcome to add. Otherwise, PT is accepted.
Yeah, and also TOEFL is also accepted. So you can find the table, conversion table. So we can mapping the score of the IELTS to the PT, mapping the score of the IELTS to the TOEFL. Sure.
So there are currently 9 different international English language testing systems that are accepted. And again, if you have studied in earlier in overseas countries like UK, Canada, Australia, Ireland, and US for 3 years in the secondary, or 5 years, 3 years in tertiary and 5 years in secondary, there is a possibility of getting exemption also because you have studied in overseas education. Now going to Neeraj, and that I believe, and if anybody have questions, you're welcome to ask, but it looks like it's the last question for today. Neeraj, can we claim points of experience gained outside from New Zealand for a skilled migrant resident visa? So Anosh, over to you.
So unfortunately, we cannot. Back in the old days, we used to have that option of claiming points, but at the moment, Immigration New Zealand says that it is hard to assess those experience and the source of those experience. So we are not at the moment accepting any overseas experience. The experience which you have in New Zealand is only what we can count and being claimed as a points.
Great. I think we don't see any question, but again, anything which Anosh you want to cover, or Jamie or Dr. Lee you want to add in last few seconds or few minutes, if you want to add by the time.
Yeah, no, that's it from me really. But if you do have any questions, I'm always ears open. So and happy to answer those via email, or I can connect it through Bharat or Anush if you've got any sort of academic questions. So, but yeah, more than happy to work with you. And instead, I want to say thank you very much for attending today.
Great. I think Dr. Lee, thank you for giving a lot of details about various programs with Jamie. Anything you want to add, Dr. Lee, in the last few minutes, and we would go to Anosh after that.
Yeah, thank you for giving this opportunity to present the programs to all our students and also the agents. Yeah, so if you have any questions, so feel free to reach our agents and also us, so we can give you some explanations about it. But if you have very specific questions, so around the particular, the programs, so you can also reach our advisors for that as well.
Great. I think there are two small questions. Anoop has joined a bit late. Sorry, Anoop, we're finishing in for 2 minutes, so can't do much. You're welcome to be here. But I think there are two more questions just came in. Is a Duolingo test accepted? I believe it is not accepted for AUT for now. But yeah, there are some universities accept that. But again, it'll be case to case. And what's the score required? So again, if we don't know what you're asking in terms of it's IELTS, PT, or Duolingo, for just a reference, Masters, it is 6.5, no one less than 6, which is equivalent for IELTS or PTs, 58, no one less than 50 or 48, if I'm not wrong. Going down to, again, bachelor's, it will be 6, no one less than 5.5 for any student. And if it's a diploma, it's a 5.5, no one less than 5. Level 5 leading to bachelor's. So again, guys, it's a lot there. A lot of options are there in the AUT, and not apart from engineering options. Again, I know you have joined last, so you're welcome to add some points about AUT. But we are finishing in 1 minute. You only have 1 minute more.
Thanks, Bharat. I was already in the meeting, but just realized that my name was kept as Jamie's. Just change it right now. I was always there, like at least for like more than 45 minutes. I think it was a really pretty good informative session. Both Jamie and Dr. Lee have kind of covered most of the programs. Just to remind the students, like Bharat was saying, the scholarships are open. The last date for semester 2 is 19th May. So that's hardly like 3 weeks left. So make sure you get your offers, submit the scholarships so that you can avail those. There are scholarships based on region. South Asia, Southeast Asia, North Asia, scholarships based on the faculty. So you have got the DCT faculty, which are specific to programs that come under the specific faculty. So make sure you avail these. Unfortunately, we don't have accommodation scholarships for semester 2, but then we have got a lot of scholarships that you can possibly apply for, and then they'll help you, with these financials for your studies as well. Thank you for the session.
Great, and again, just to update, guys, we have been getting a lot of scholarships. It's been ranging from $5,000 to $10,000. So please, apply. So Anosh, last few seconds from you. Otherwise, we'll wrap up for today.
Thank you everyone for attending the webinar. Sorry for answering in a very short manner. We have some time limitations here. But if you have any questions or concerns regarding immigration, or any particular visas, feel free to send me an email or send an email to rbsinfo@rbsintellect.co.nz. We're happy to answer those questions in detail. Thank you.
Again, thank you, everyone. Thank you, all panelists, students. Thank you, all our participants or people who joined. Appreciate, and we look forward to having you again in near future. Have a wonderful evening and have a wonderful afternoon from everywhere you are. Thank you.